I just want to talk about something real quick when it comes to movies and such and shows. Like, I just generally don't care about a lot of movies and shows. Rings of Power, I've been seeing a lot. Not so great about it. Elon Musk just came out with some tweets on it that are not very nice, and I agree with, honestly, from what I've been seeing. The, there's no hook to Rings of Power. Even House of Dragon had a hook, sadly to say. And you got to compete with stuff like Better Call Saul and um, Cobra Kai, House of Dragon, of course. I guess you can kind of say She-Hulk. I'm not really enjoying She-Hulk as much. Its most recent episode was very cringy for the most part. It was like a double-edged sword episode where it had things you did care about, and then it had the rest of it was very cringy and dumb because it had like two different court cases. One you care about, the other one you don't, and is super cringy, as well as just a character that's, I think, a famous rapper that's just really making it cringy too, as well as the use of the animations for a certain twerking scene everybody's seen that will make you die. I freaking hate that crap. Twerking is just, it's dumb. It's really dumb and it needs to die. Please just die. And Rings of Power looks awfully boring. There's some stilted acting. It may be pretty, but is a pretty goddamn mess for something that's the most expensive show. It's like they only put a lot of effort into the look of the show rather than everything else. Even the fights are terribly choreographed and just really goofy, over the top, and dumb. No, I just don't care for it. And I'm still not watching it. I don't have a Prime. I'm watching it through somebody else reviewing it step by step, as well as others' takes and such, and seeing like what's going on in it. And technically, you are able to see most of it just from those, and they do play quite a bit of it when they refute, because they have to show it as well as they play it and then talk about it afterwards for you to see. So here's the key things that I have to say. So the people behind stuff like Rings of Power, like, this is the first time they've actually went out of their way to attack people. I think people obsessed with calling people racist and all that are actually racist. It's kind of telling in their behavior that they're obsessed with trying to find racist people or use that just to deflect genuine criticism is just really dumb. And the fact that they're doing stupid stuff like that to attack people before it was out. So that stuff aside, here's the big problem for, even if your show is good, I'm not supporting it, and you probably shouldn't either, because of this unprofessional behavior. You are acting unprofessionally towards criticism and even hate. Do you know what a store clerk or somebody, employee, should do when they're in a store and they have a terrible customer? They either tell the person to kindly leave, they get their manager, or they just help the person out best they can. They don't deflect and attack their customer. That is really stupid and not a good idea. That is very unprofessional and potential being fired. Though in this case, sadly, those people aren't being fired for doing that. They actually encourage it, which is really disgusting behavior. It's unprofessional, makes them look dumb. I have to say, Stephen Colbert looked very unprofessional and stupid. He's been looking very unprofessional and stupid anyways for the last couple of years, when he was at the Comic-Con or whatever the hell it was. And Yeah, that's just not very good. You need to be more professional. And think of it this way, you have people like George Lucas and Peter Jackson who have gotten criticism back then, and they didn't come out name calling people and bullying them and being jerks right back, hypocritical jerks, I should say, because they're like, "Oh, you're a bunch of bullies and this and that," even though the irony of it is you're bullying them back. Don't you want to destroy this stuff? You became the very thing you sought to destroy. um, and it's just very hypocritical. It sets a really bad image. And like other things to look to is like you need to have a respect for your audience, a love or passion, not a passionate hate, a passionate love for your work, and to show that. And you need to, sometimes you do kind of need to give the audience what they want. Not everything, of course, but sometimes it really, once again, that does depend. Um, and you need to respect the source material. Um, and none of that is being shown with stuff like Rings of Power or some of the Marvel and Star Wars stuff or Wheel of Time, Halo, Resident Evil. You see, this is the reason I don't care about a lot of shows and movies nowadays. The only things I watch nowadays are very few in between. I just watched Nope and I watched the Dragon Ball movie twice now. Those are the only good things right now. Back then, it was mostly just Sonic and Dune that I gave a crap about. Maybe another Jordan Peele movie because I do care about Jordan Peele's stuff, even though they never reached the level of Get Out. He never gets to top that, but I do enjoy his stuff and understand like his it is artistic in a way that works. I think another thing is I hate the kind of another way to tell somebody is like a product is not very good probably is when it's like Zack Snyder when he's like uh clearly in his movies he's trying to sound and look more artistic, like he's trying to be artistic when in reality he's not really being artistic, and it just comes off as over the top and really cringy or stupid. That's kind of what I got from a lot of the stuff he's made, especially Man of Steel. I had a lot of problems in that same way where I just thought like, oh my goodness, this stuff is stupid. I might as well become Angry Joe's worst enemy because I do not like the Man of Steel. I don't think it's a bad movie. Like I don't think it's gonna go below a 6 out of 10, but I don't think it's gonna go over a 7 out of 10 for me because personally, because it's got so many of those moments and so many other flaws, even ones I didn't think about until now, like the fact that like he killed a ton of Kryptonians before that scene where he kills Zod. It kind of loses the weight of that, as well as a ton of humans before that scene with Zod. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, you need a passion, love. You don't act out towards your customer and being a jackass. You need to be respectful and everything else I said before that. If you're not doing that stuff, it's not worth supporting you. Be professional. If George Lucas and Peter Jackson for years can be professional and not lash out and attack their fans for criticism they've gotten, then so can you. But the fact that that's not happening is stupid and your fault. Goodbye.